What's up, y'all? My name is Sweetie Speaks. Welcome back to Return to Sender, and today I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit more about intuition.
No one else, it's just you.
This past week, I have been reconnecting with myself and reconnecting with my inner child, most importantly, because I realize how much she shows up in my life, especially during times that I am triggered. And so I felt like I should pay a little bit more attention to that little girl inside of me that is screaming at me, telling me things that I am trying to suppress. So I found myself in Popcorn Palace a lot this week watching That's So Raven, and I picked That's So Raven because That's So Raven was a childhood favorite of mine, and it always made me feel seen and it always made me feel heard based off of the contents of the TV show. Now, at the time, I didn't think that the TV show was making me feel seen and heard, but it was just that connection that we had simply because we were both Black women. And now, while I'm sitting in Popcorn Palace and I'm watching That's a Raven, I'm realizing just how much we are connected more than I thought we ever were when I was growing up. And it was so beautiful being able to watch this as an adult and understand her on a different level. And I realized a lot of similarities in her Black family and my Black family and us as Black women. And most of That's a Raven's episodes, right? How does it go? She has a vision. She tries to prevent it from happening. It happens anyways. And it's actually like, it's a huge lesson. The vision that she has isn't for her to correct, it is for her to allow happen. And the thing is, I often was questioning if she were to allow the vision to happen, would it have the same outcome that it would have if she was trying to prevent that thing that she was fearing from happening? Because her getting in the way of the visions, especially that had to do with other people, it had an effect on not only her and how she viewed herself and her vision, it had an effect on her friends or whoever else was in that vision who she was trying to protect. And so I thought that was just a beautiful way of putting things. So that's one thing, right? And the second thing was seeing how she was intuitive in her family and how it ran in the family. How, Aunt Viv, she also has psychic abilities. And so that made me think of a woman's intuition. A woman's intuition is something that is so sacred and something that should be protected at all costs, because I realize that within myself, when I question my intuition, it puts me into spaces that I don't want to be in. Whereas if I trusted my intuition from the beginning, I would have never been in those situations. And I realized that not listening to my intuition was detrimental to me and my femininity and my womanhood. When you don't use it, you lose it. And vice versa. When you use your gift will grow and expand into beautiful things. And we should be listening to our intuitions. And the more that we are present in our bodies, the more that we can listen to what our bodies are trying to tell us. Because ultimately, we don't have to understand what our intuition is telling us in order to be obedient with it. If something doesn't bring you peace, that is your intuition telling you that you need to get away from that thing. Whatever does not bring you peace is not God. Whatever does not bring you peace is not meant to be in your life. And the longer we ignore that, the deeper that we dig our graves in emotions that we don't want to tolerate or deal with. And it's a learning cycle, it's a practice. But the more that we do it, the faster that we get in listening to our intuition, and the more that we grow and prosper. And that And so I feel like I'm at a point now where my intuition doesn't have to explain to me what I'm feeling. I will just be obedient to it. Because I also feel like intuition is a direct link to your higher self, which is everything that is above you, including God and including the person that you will become. If you believe that you are your higher self, instinctively you will start to do things that are cohesive with your higher self. So daily I've been starting to ask myself this question. Did you choose yourself today? Did you choose yourself today? What did that look like? Yesterday, I did choose myself because I cleaned my bedroom and I created a safe space for me to be in. Today, I chose myself by making this podcast and by making my cafe chat. Now, all you need is one win a day on days that you can't do it. And the more that we do this, the more that we gain momentum and the more that we are more cohesive with the higher self that is already you. Because your higher self is choosing yourself every single day. And it's really that easy. And we think that we have to have this drastic change. It's really clicking for me. We think that we have to have this drastic change, but really it's always in the incremental steps that we take every single day, every single moment. We're not perfect, so we shouldn't expect perfection, but we should expect for us to try, for us to fail, for us to fall, for us to rise, as above, so below. The positive is just as important as the negative. The rise is just as important as the fall, because those both go into your future self. The lessons that we did, the lessons that we're learning now, and even your higher self and your future self will still have to go through lessons, will still have to fall. That doesn't ever go away. So you might as well start now and rise and fall, just like you will when you're at the top. And so falling in love with that journey of rising and falling and knowing that there is no rise without a fall, you will start to look at things a lot differently and be grateful for the falls just as much as the rises. So the question that I ask myself again is, did you choose yourself today? And if the answer is no, then that's when shadow work may have to come in. Why didn't I choose myself today? And for me, that shows up as, did I feel worthy enough to choose myself today? Because not all the time do I feel worthy. But that is when you have to reparent yourself and understand that you are worthy even when you feel like you're not. You are worthy even if you feel like you're not whole. You are worthy even if you're single. You are worthy even if you aren't where you're supposed to be right now. You are worthy even if you don't have a job, you don't have a car, you don't have what you need, you don't have the outfits and the look of what you think you are supposed to be worthy looking as. You don't need anything to be worthy. Because ultimately, everything that you are creating comes from inside, anyways. But you can't create if you don't feel like you're worthy. You are suppressing at that point. Where your attention goes, energy flows. And anything you're choosing to put your energy into will take away from what's truly important to you if your energy and your intention is not on you and what you possess and what you are trying to build. Do one thing every day that shows proof to your brain that you are choosing yourself every day. And the next thing you know, it'll start doubling. You'll start doing 2 things a day, then 3, then 4, then it'll snowball effect. And then you'll start to see your vision come into fruition. And how beautiful is that to know that it is only right there in front of you. It's not even that far from you, but it is right here with you, your future self, standing right next to you, standing inside of you. She's your biggest cheerleader. And I can't imagine suppressing my biggest cheerleader. The one person that will be with you when you're at the top. Yourself. That is who is the most important. At the end of the day, these people that you are clinging onto for dear life, they're not with you when you go to sleep. They're not with you when you wake up. They're not going to be with you when you have to do those hard things. But you are going to be with you. And you have to be able to lean on yourself and trust yourself enough to know that you are capable and you are worthy by yourself because you are already whole without another person. My name is Sweetie Speaks. You are listening to Return to Sender, and I will see you in the next video.